Monday Memos. Manny's Monday Memos. Manny's Monday Memos. Manny's Monday Memo. Ho. Manny's Monday Memo. Ho. 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 Ho.
Hey guys, I'm back in the car. I know, I'm just falling in love with the whole car and the natural light. But anyways, let's jump into today's topic because I feel like a lot of you can relate to what I'm talking about. Let's talk about how church people seem to love you until you stop going to their church. Let me say that again real quick. Let's talk about how church people love you until you stop going to their church. You already know I'm about to preach. So what's crazy to me is that people, and when I say people, I'm talking about the pastor, the first lady, a deacon, one of the ushers, whoever, they start assuming that just because you don't attend that church anymore, that you just stopped going to church, period. Somebody help me understand that logic. There are so many churches in this world. There are so many churches, just for example, in the state of Georgia. So you think just because I'm not going to your church anymore, that I'm just not attending church? What? What's crazy to me too is the fact that people will question why you stopped going to the church as though they have no idea about all the craziness that's going on in the church. Let me get comfortable because I'm about to tell you some things that some people really just don't want to admit. Let's talk about the fact that one of your deacons keeps looking at children in an inappropriate manner. Let's talk about the fact that your pastor claims he's a man of God, but he's out here freaking and geeking in the streets. Let's talk about the fact that your first lady can't seem to ever keep it together and put the bottle down, but yet you want to come at all of us about how, oh, God doesn't like it if you drink. Oh, you really need to make sure you give your life to God. If that is not some hypocritical nonsense right there, are you doing that? No? Okay, then shut up. Let's also talk about the fact that all you ever do is ask me for money. Can you sow a seed? Can you sow a seed? Where am I sowing the seed at? Because I don't see any growth. You put in so much money in a church and you never see the growth. Anybody want to know why? It's going in the pastor's pocket. That's where the money's going. It is not going to whatever nonsense they told you. If you've been there for several years and you're not seeing much of a change, guess what, sweetheart? Your money is not going where they claim your money is going. So stop committing your time and your effort to such nonsense. And all the drama that goes on within the church, ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm sorry, but people love to be like, oh, you know, the devil is just really trying to take over what God has put. Stop that. Stop that right now. Because some of the drama going on, it has to do with people that serve on the pastor board. That has to do with people that are in the ministry of singing, in the ministry of dancing, whatever. Going around running their mouth about things that they have no business running their mouth about. I don't care what anybody has to say. If that's the nonsense that you have going on, sorry, you don't have a church. You have a drama-fied reality show. Let's be real about the fact. Let's stop acting like people don't argue about, oh, that's my pew. Why are you in my pew? Who cares? Why do you care? Why do you care? Also, let's talk about the fact that you always have people preach to me that have me feeling like this. I mean, sleep, ready to go to bed. Ready to go to bed. And then you have the audacity to ask why people don't want to come to your church. Boy, girl, goodbye. Goodbye. Toodaloo, arrivederci. Real quick. Also, what's annoying to me is the fact that people just assume because you're not going to church anymore that you're just out here, you know, doing all these terrible, sinful things and that you just aren't living the right way, that your soul is damned. Bro, mind your business. Mind your business really quick. You don't know what that person does when they go home. You don't know how much of their Bible they're reading. You don't know what kind of relationship they have with God. And you also don't know what new church they're going to. So mind your business. Stop acting as though just because somebody stopped going to your church that you have to be so concerned. What kills me is when people say, you know, so-and-so, why don't you just, you know, come to church? Leave people alone. You really got to learn how to leave people alone. How about that? I have friends in my circle that attend church weekly. I have some that go every now and then. And I have some that don't go, period. But guess what? That's none of my business. My job is not to worry about their soul. My job is not to worry about their spirit. I need to worry about my own. If I really want to make an impact on my friend, I will walk my walk, and then they will see that and be like, wow. And then they can see me as a light in their life. So don't sit here and act like just because somebody isn't going to your church anymore that they are just a terrible individual. Don't do it. You need to stop, because you are not perfect. You are not perfect. It's just crazy to me how people who are so full of love for God, people who really say they have God within them, turn around and judge you, turn around and are actually some of the biggest hypocrites ever, and have the nerve to ask you and have the nerve to judge you about why you're not attending their church anymore. Listen here and listen closely. If you are somebody who is guilty of asking another individual why they stopped attending your church, if the purpose is not to better whatever is going on within your church, if the purpose is not to try and fix whatever dysfunction is occurring with your church family, don't even waste that person's time. Don't even do it. Because the comments of, oh, you just need to come back to church. Oh, you need to be worried about your soul. Shut up. Honestly, shut up. Because you don't know what that person has going on within their life. You don't know what new church they're going to. And guess what? It's none of your business if they are going to a new church. It is not in any way, shape, or form. The only business that you should be worried about is your own. Worry about your own self and stop trying to check for other people. Okay? It's time people stop acting like the church is sometimes the best place. No, it's not. No. It honestly, some churches, and I'm saying some churches, have some of the biggest dysfunction, have some of the biggest problems. I've been in a church like that before. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me God is present. Because if God is present, the foolishness that was going on within that building, it would not have been going on. So with that being said, everyone, worry about yourself. Do whatever you need to do. And guess what? Don't worry about people that are questioning you as to why you're not attending their church anymore. It's none of their business. Now enjoy your Monday.